All right, back at it again. Welcome back, everybody. We are here again, going back to Cloud and Duel Commander, a deck that I obviously have been enjoying quite a lot. Messed around a little bit last week, did some, fun, less powerful stuff, but I wanted to just kind of get back in the groove of things, keep fine-tuning this deck. I do think this deck has a ton of potential as someone who, unfortunately, plays Duel Commander exclusively on MTGO. I also think that, I think I already complained about this last week, but, the copy-paste deck list meta of MTGO Duel Commander and just how everyone keeps copying, the exact same Cloud list and my thoughts on it, but I'm trying to refine this deck to be the best that I think it can be, and that may be in a slightly different direction than some of the lists online, but that is not to say that we can't improve on some things. We tried out some other cards, what was it, 2 weeks ago, when we played, we added some anti-combo cards, Ethersworn Canonist, stuff like that, went up to, the full 3 Armageddons from just Cataclysm, and they worked out as expected, if anyone caught that video where we were caught with 3 Geddons and 3 lands versus and being on the draw against a mid-range deck and just no opportunity to cast any of them. They are definitely kind of awkward cards. But I do think that one of Cloud's worst matchups is the various combo decks, so it's worth trying to balance all of these different things, and fine-tuning deck lists in Duel Commander is a really hard thing to do just based on the nature of singleton 99 card formats. So we're going to make a few edits. We're going to look at what some of the people have been doing online lately, and then we'll get in Jam a League with Cloud. See if anyone's had some ideas that I am interested in stealing. Cloud, over the last month, the second most represented deck. This has to be a ton of online results. Cloud's been tearing it up in specifically the MTGO meta. Hasn't performed as well on paper, but there haven't been that many events. There was one in the top 32 of the big nationals event in France, but with the sheer quantity of the Duel Commander trials showing up every week or whatever, it does kind of sway these metrics a little bit. Nothing looks particularly interesting in terms of events since then. I don't know. Yeah, these are just random small paper events. They're gonna have it's gonna be the same size as a Duel Commander trial, basically. Oh, this one's kind of actually pretty big. What was this person doing? Interesting. I think Signifier Invec is a card that I probably should be playing, but it does get a fair bit worse online. So maybe this is a card that you just kind of only really want to play in paper, because obviously Deadpool literally doesn't exist online. And then one of the other best matchups for it is the Rogak Storm deck, which is just not something that people play very frequently online. I've run into it exactly once. Just doesn't really show up in the same way. Thought about cards like Helping Hand. There just feels like there are a lot of cards I want to add before this. They have the Flash package in here with Archivist of Ogma, Virtual with Loyalty, Container Priest, Cathar Commando, Aven Interrupter, Restoration Angel. There's a lot of cards that they like to hold up against the blue decks. Not a huge fan of a lot of those. I think they're just kind of bad. You're into Helping Hand? It's okay. We don't even have that many 3s to get. It's hard to get we have a lot of 1s and a bit of 2s and 3s. We have exactly 3-drop creatures right now that it can recur, so it's hard to get a good return on investment on that card, right? Not like it brings back artifacts. 1 mana is a lot less than 2, though, in terms of playing. There's a 2 mana one that can bring back a creature or artifact, and it comes in with a 1/1 counter or something. like vaguely into Mirrex, but not enough to add it. I do want to add a Crystal Vein, I think, over the Mutavault. I think the ability to have like burst mana for like an equipment turn ahead of schedule is really important in certain matchups. I think that's probably worth it over playing another creature land. Although you are making your matchup slightly worse against like the stuff like Aragorn mostly. Aren't a ton of matchups where you want to have the ability to like cast a removal spell and like have this creature on layaway to attack with to take Monarchy. They're not that useful for pressuring the non-Aragorn control decks. Yeah, recurring 1s and 2s for 1 mana is fine, but how much better is it than just, like, I don't know, playing another 1 or a 2? It's kind of nice that you can, like, potentially recur stuff like Ethersworn Canonist. Or, even Ranger Captain of Eos if it's being answered against the controlled, or against the combo decks, but I imagine they usually want to, like, answer those and then kill you. Like, end step, kill the Ranger Captain or the Ethersworn untap, go off. Or, in the case of Ethersworn specifically, you can just, like, kill it same turn and go off. But yeah, nothing else that's interesting really happening here. I think this Colossus Hammer is pretty loose, especially this person isn't even playing, like, you'd expect to see, like, a bunch of the equippers with Colossus Hammer, and this person just doesn't really have any of those. Yeah, Dranith is another one that you can buy back with Helping Hand. I did want to kind of add a couple more removal spells, maybe. I'm not sure what they would even be if I wanted them. Let's just do this. Let's look at, like, what everybody's doing. What is everyone doing in Cloud? About half the decks are playing City Traders Crystal Vein. This makes sense. Dust Bowl is a card that also makes sense. Like, in some of your worst matchups, you could kind of want a Dust Bowl, maybe even over the creatures. But everyone's playing the Factory. A little bit less than the Mutavault. I don't know why no one's playing Lazotep Core. This card's nuts. Rashadan Port makes some sense. Talon Gates mostly makes sense. Also, no one's playing Tech Edge. Everyone's playing Dust Bowl. No one's playing... I guess not everyone's playing Dust Bowl. It's like the exact same number, actually. Never mind. I like Tech Edge. Tech Edge is a lot lower commitment. You can, like, Tech Edge plus equipment and attack versus a combo deck in the same turn. Yeah, not really keen on, like, the Flash package. Is the Basri deck just me? No, it's not. Basri is maybe the worst. I added this when I added all of the Doom Travelers. But it's I don't know, it's kind of fine, kind of not. Definitely on the... Let's maybe, like, start piling this out into, like, cards I would, like, be okay cutting, huh? I think some number of these... I feel like 3 is the wrong number. I don't know what the right number is. I can't imagine it's actually all 3. Do a little bit of deck list tuning here. Everyone's playing Sid? I had Sid in my initial list. I don't know. It's, like, fine. Very replaceable card. Been not very impressed with this card. It's okay, but cuttable. I don't really understand. Everyone's really in on Cathar Commander too. I guess Cathar Commander is really good in the Mirror, which is really relevant in MTGO, so maybe I should consider that more now. Just having more Naturalizes in my deck. Flash Body, okay versus, like, the control... Okay beater versus the control decks, and... Naturalize Disenchants are good in the Mirror, which is just everywhere on MTGO. Hey, big cuddle monster. Hey, Lackey. How's it going? Fuck Loran. We're Cathar gamers now. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the upside... Loran, obviously, better card if you're just specifically going out of your way to blow up an artifact or an enchantment, but Cathar is better when, like, you, like, want a more efficient body, better keyword, stuff like that. I could definitely see Cathar Commander coming in. I don't get Spellbinder. This card's, like, pretty weak hate for 3 mana. I feel like there are a lot of cards you would want to play before this. I don't know. Enduring Innocence doesn't really make any sense to me. S-Champion, not really. Canonist makes a lot of sense. happy to have that in my deck now. Peacekeeper also has just Power Crypt Spellbinder. I mean, Spellbinder has a little bit of synergy with stuff like Felia and Drannith Magistrate. So there are some upsides to Spellbinder, and like having flying as a keyword, there are some upsides certainly. Helitrooper. Did I cut the Helitrooper? I think I did, right? Another, like, kind of replaceable card. It was pretty okay when I was playing it, but, you know, kind of whatever. This is the thing that irks me the most. I think I already complained about this last time, but, like, point five, half the decks of the ones we're looking at are playing Garrison Cat. Garrison Cat is a 1/1. When it dies, it makes a 1/1. That's it. 0.1 to 1/10 of the players are playing a Hunted Witness, a 1/1 that when it dies makes a 1/1 with lifelink. This is just a better card. This card is just better than Garrison Cat. This is just like the copy-paste meta at work. Someone just didn't read, cut the Hunted Witness instead of the Garrison Cat. Everyone started copying this list. It's just, come on, people. Hunted Witness is just better than Garrison Cat. If you're going to cut some of the Doom Travelers, which, like, I don't personally get, because the Doom Travelers are really good, at least cut the worst ones. There are more decks with Crawling Chorus than there are with Hunted Witness. Come on. Come on, guys. Also, this card's unplayable. I don't know why people want to put Ice-Head Golem in this deck. Jackrabbit's a card that I don't think we've put into play. I forget if we actually put into play on the previous stream, but it makes a lot of sense. I do like it. Also, Jackrabbit's a pet card of mine, so consider that people like cats. Then why are you clamping it? Why are you putting a skull clamp on the kitty then? Why wouldn't you want to save it from such a gruesome fate? This Oswald stuff. Well, I've talked at length about the Oswald stuff. I get it. I understand it. I can't say I agree with it, but in fairness, I haven't tried it. I've talked to people that have, and I'm not super keen on it personally. Maybe if, like, there's just a sudden deluge of combo decks everywhere. No one likes Tithe Taker, huh? I mean, I guess 40% of people like Tithe Taker, huh? That's why Skull Clamping Goblins is much more humane. Those guys somehow like dying. Yeah, exactly. This all makes sense. Alright, what else do we got? Geddon. Someone pointed out to me, Geddon and, the other one, Ravages of War, synergy with Flare of Fortitude over Cataclysm, which I think does make some amount of sense to me. Obviously, it's, you know, a one of and a one of, doesn't come up a ton, but the difference between Armageddon and Cataclysm probably isn't, like, enormous. This deck also just, like, has a lot of random artifacts in play, so sometimes it's a little awkward to cast your Cataclysm, like, sack 2 of your artifacts, so sometimes you can just, like, get ahead on board and cast Geddon. But, you know, Cataclysm is a little bit better when you're behind, like, a little bit behind on board. You can kill, like, 2 other creatures with it, so it's a tough call. I feel like 3 is, like, way too many of these effects, but yeah, exactly. Cataclysm killing all my equipment has been kind of annoying. But, I mean, if you're blowing up your equipment, you're also blowing up all your lands. How many things are you really equipping at that point? Yeah, I think the flowering is kind of done. It's kind of mediocre. No one's playing Gladiator's Dismissal. I think this card's, like, kind of nuts. I love it in mono white decks. I don't get that. Ghost Vacuum. If you're playing Lantern, I get not playing Ghost Vacuum. Soul Guide Lantern somewhere down here, right? I assume. No? 0 decks with Soul Guide Lantern and only 0.5 of the decks with... You have some Graveyard Hate off if you're Saga. Seems kind of weird. Lawless Reboots makes a lot of sense to me. Everyone's playing Glimmerlands too. This card's like fine. Oh, I'm not super keen on it. I don't know. Masterworks, the nuts. Everyone should put Masterwork of Ingenuity in their deck. Pure Steel plus Geddon is kind of sick. Yeah, that is true. Funny that Ravages of War actually has the highest number looking at this. It was, what, Geddon at 0.7, Cat at 0.5, and Ravage at 0.8. It's the same card. I hate Reprieve. I am the world's biggest fucking Reprieve hater. Every time I put this in my deck, I'm just disappointed every time. And then whenever my opponent casts it against me, it's just like the biggest blowout in the world. I can never use Reprieve right. I don't know. I hate Reprieve. I get Reprieve a little bit more in Felia because of that, like holding up 2 mana to flash in your Felia or your variety of flash creatures or cast this Reprieve. But, like, holding up 2 mana is a lot for your fucking remand. Especially when so much of the format is so efficient and just like, okay, I hold up my Reprieve, my opponent casts, like, 2 1 mana, like 3, like a 1 mana spell and a 2 mana spell or something. Yeah. Maybe that's just me up on my high horse. Yeah, Shining Shoal kind of getting tossed to the wayside. I get it. Skull Clamp, best card in the deck. So freaking Fig Fog out of favor is a little odd. Tanglewire in the Oswald decks. Jite is obviously great. It's unexpectedly absent, like the next best removal spell we could play. See the appeal of Reprieve just to tempo people jamming their commander. Yeah, every time I hold it up, I just am like incredibly disappointed. I think Basri might be the worst Doom Driver after Garrison Cat. After Garrison Cat and Crawling Chorus, right? Crawling Chorus, I think, is the worst Doom Traveler. Not a lot of standouts, huh? What did I mentioned like a couple of cards. I don't even remember. I should have been, like, tossing them into the list as we went. I guess I cut the Guide of Souls earlier, and, like, everyone's still playing Guide of Souls. I don't know. This card's, like, maybe I'm wrong. I'm already, yeah, there's no Wisp in the deck right now. We could put Wisp back in the deck. When we put Recruiter in the deck, so maybe Wisp can come back. Maybe Guide of Souls can come back. Maybe someone can convince me that Guide of Souls is a good card, and that I'm a hater. I almost want a Soul Guide Lantern in here, too. Just more graveyard hate. Oops. There we go. Wisp is better when you're considering recommission. Bargain bin pre-war formal wear. A lot of people in the cutting Ephemerate. That is actually a critique I've heard as well. Ephemerate's kind of mid in this deck. The Promore still terrifies me. I love the Promore. I have these in paper. You never think about how big Flicker Wisp is until you look at this art, huh? You imagine that outside? You forget to turn off your porch light and fucking 15-foot wingspan moth comes up. Haven't missed Ephemerate. Yeah, I kind of get that. It can be hard to hold up too in like the white deck. Casting Cloud all the time. It's hard to like have a Cloud plus Ephemerate turn. Sometimes. Are there any, like, actually good removal spells I can put in this deck? Isn't that one of the things I said? Removal spell unexpectedly absent? Expected absent. I think we have, like, as many. We're really packed to the gills on removal spells. I like instant speed. Helps, like, a little bit more in combo matchups. Lier and stuff, especially. So I do value a little bit of instant speed. I can maybe play the Parting Gust. I was kind of disappointed when I put this card in Felia. I don't know, white's a lot. I say as I just put a different white spell in the deck. Is Guide of Souls even a good Magic card though? That's a good, genuine. I don't know how ironic you're being, but I kind of agree with that. I feel like everyone's like very modern brained about this card, and I've like tried it in a lot of different legacy decks. It was nice in Felia too, because like Felia had a lot of ETBs and stuff. But like this card is a lot worse when like every deck is packed to the gills with a bunch of removal spells, and like you don't have a ton of energy cards to support like additional payoffs for it, or like make it a 3/4 or faster or whatever with the red removal spell or whatever. Yeah, it's really good in tandem with Ocelot Pride specifically. Yeah, Felia could set up like Guide plus Pride with Flickering Ranger Captain or like the new Angel thing too. So I get it in a lot of those cases. But like by itself, I don't know. It's kind of a weak just guy. It is a fine, yeah, it's a fine card. I'm not gonna like turn my nose at people running Guide of Souls in their deck, but I think it is a replaceable card. The fuck is Mandibular Kite? No, absolutely not. What the fuck are we doing? What are you two specifically doing with Mandibular Kite in your deck? What are we... Where are we at with this one? I don't know what you're cooking. Do not engage. I'm not going to CDH tournaments, Caleb. Get out of here. I'm not a CDH player. This is Duel Commander, the gentleman's format. A friend of mine ended up getting a PT Cloud for an obscene trade, not valuations of the contents. Man, I'm jealous. I'm so mad that I qualified one PT too early to get my PT promo Cloud. I got this fuck-ass Karn wearing, like, swim trunks. God damn it. I complained on Blue Sky. I was like, if there's any Magic player in the world that should have gotten a Cloud promo, I feel like it maybe should have. Not to toot my own horn too much, but like, maybe, I don't know. But I'm not gonna sell my kidney to get one, so. I am Cloud. You get it. I like Disruptor Flute when I played Felia, but obviously with Felia you could like flicker it off to like different things depending on the situation, so it's probably a fair bit worse, but more anti-combo cards is nice. I guess maybe Tithe Taker goes in like the cuttables pile, huh? We have so many cuttables and like nothing I genuinely want to add. Where are all my removal spells that I like was talking about wanting? No one plays them? No one tries to kill things? Everyone's too busy, like, playing Oswald and Novice Inspector, and... Should we play the Glimmer Lens? I just can't... I don't envision a lot of worlds where I am grabbing Glimmer Lens off of my Cloud. Is this just, like, a good 2-drop? Not really, right? I guess if you equip it to Cloud, you get to draw 2 cards, but that's like, a lot of mana, right? And a lot of, 2 mana to equip it, and... If there's a board state where you have no board presence and exactly 4 mana and you haven't played your Cloud yet, you could play Cloud and then cast Glimmerlens, but then you could also play Cloud and get Skull Clamp, and then Skull Clamp your Cloud and draw 4 cards. So, like... We play Get Lost. This card does not seem very enjoyable to cast, though. I cast this card... Was it Get Lost that I was complaining about? When I was, like, my... foray into Standard, where just like this card just feels fucking miserable to cast every time you put it on the stack. You just want to end it all immediately. Dispatch is kind of cool, but I can't imagine that it's nearly consistent enough, huh? Yeah, it seems like that's kind of already scraping the bottom of the barrel. No one even wants like a Journey to Nowhere. This card's like not it, right? Not a good banger song from Moana 2. I've not watched Moana 2. Moana 1 had some bangers though, for sure. I'm a big Extraction Specialist hater, so I can probably just keep not pretending that that one's not there, huh? We talked about wanting to add Soul Guide Lantern. We could just play Soul Guide Lantern, huh? We also don't have to, like, obviously cut all these cards. I think I'm just not... I just, like, played a bunch of Avocado Souls. I don't think I want him back. He's got to prove himself to me. Maybe we just do this. I kind of hate raising the curve, but I guess maybe we're just, like, cutting Cataclysm, Tithe Taker, Ephemerate. Play these three. I love my guys. I love my little guys. My Doomed Travelers. All the MTGO copy pasters hate the Doomed Traveler package. I don't know. They're just great all the time. I don't get it. They're great at picking up equipment. They're great at, like, sticking a board state against a lot of the, like, board wipes and stuff. They're obviously insane with Skull Clamp. I don't understand. Let's just do that. Enough belly aching about what cards to add. I want to just play some Magic. I started the stream with the thought that I, like, had ideas about what I wanted to change, and then I started looking at the changes, and it's like, I actually don't. I just, like, I don't know. Deck's pretty good. I'm not very disappointed with a lot of the cards. Instead of editing my deck lists on FlexSlot, I will just continue adding new deck lists. Wait, hang on. What's my naming convention on these? Do I say Cloud first or DC first? Cloud first. I'm on V3.0, so this is V3.1, I guess, because it's probably almost identical. Cloud, DC, V3.1. Wait, this wasn't supposed to fire this fast. I wasn't done. Public. Choose file. Create. There we go. Rails gets copy paste, but it proceeds to copy paste. What am I? Wait, what was I copy pasting? Looking at the aggregate of all the deck lists and making educated choices based on them? Oh, Kefka. Deck that's been performing pretty well. Sword, maybe? Swift Reconfig, maybe? Don't actually know. I'm just gonna jam Cloud. Go get Skull Clamp. Call it a day. Turn clock. Yeah, buddy. He's here. Times like this, I really just want an equipment that's an MDFC. Is that too much to ask for? MDFC that's, like, just a shitty white equipment on the front side and land on the back side. That's a good draw. Alright, do we fucking swing for the fences? Hit the white source off the top? Off the top two? Off the top... We could top four with Cloud, right? We have 6 cards in hand. Clamp goes down to 5. Clamp this goes up to 9. Play land down to 8. Removal spell down to 7, right? So that would be good. That would work out. I guess I could just put Skull Clamp on the stack and see if it gets countered or something. If it gets a removal spell in Graveyard, hey, we should kill hand equipment for real. I guess the first thing that I want with Cloud is say like O-Ring equipment before I land equipment, honestly. Risk it for the biscuit, huh? I mean, like, I think the super high risk play would be Clamp Crawling Chorus. I think Clamping Cloud's like kind of fine though. Maybe it just gets like misstepped and then we just lay down arms and go along with this game. Yeah, Assimilation Aegis. I forget how we decided to pronounce that. But yeah, we just get mono white Aegis. That's what we deserve. So if this gets countered, we just lay down arms. If this doesn't get countered, I sit here and sweat about my decision. I think I opted to draw 4 cards. If we miss on 4 cards, we're just like fucked anywhere. Right? If we somehow miss on a land in the top 4 cards of our deck. He will go back to the command zone, yes. There we go. Seems like a pretty good turn for me. We have Legacy Deluxe more or less. There are probably streams between now and then that I will boot up Legacy, but it won't be often. Opponent did not have a very counterspelly hand, which is extremely good for me. Because Resolve Skull Clamp is just so busted against these decks. Do I just like slam Geddon this turn? Don't really want to. If I clamp, I go to 10 cards. Play land down to 9 cards. I have to cast 2 spells, which I currently can't do. So I don't really, I'm not super interested on clamping. Maybe we do just like cast Ravages. If it doesn't resolve, it just doesn't resolve. We move on with our lives. Or maybe we just hold Ravages until my opponent casts Kefka and we have like a Swift Reconfig Ravages turn. Like, just wait until my opponent taps out. But then what am I doing this turn? If I play Cloud, I go to discard. Maybe that's the play. Just cast Cloud for 4 mana. Maybe they just counter it. Could just play Indebted Spirit. Could bestow Indebted Spirit on the Crawling Chorus. I should have done that before attacks if I was going to do that. If I bestow onto the Crawling Chorus, I can't clamp it anymore, actually. Three poison counters. Crawling Chorus going the fucking distance, baby. There's no way they let it resolve. I mean, that's true, but, like, I need to cast, like, I need to get through counter spells eventually. Not necessarily this turn, though. I could just, like, play Indebted Spirit and have them counter nothing. I could just, like, clamp it. I don't really want to clamp into potential, like, Hull Breacher or, Bowmaster, although I have March for that. We'll probably draw another spell to cast if we clamp, right? You don't think Ramini is bad considering they know about it. That's also kind of fair. Just trade it for something eventually. Grix says, fuck you, my favorite archetype. It's a good descriptor, yeah. A close cousin to Aragorn, aka Jeskai, fuck you. Hey, more spells, look at that. That's exactly what we wanted. Now I just cast all my guys, I guess. Loosely related to Bugship Pile. That's like the weird cousin they don't talk about. This is probably getting countered, but it's whatever. Yeah, it's whatever. Go get him, Indebted Spirit. Maybe this is just a Recruiter of the Guard turn. Recruiter of the Guard for some sort of 2. I don't want to play too many lands out, because I would like to resolve Ravages of War, but... I suppose we really don't have to. 4 poison counters? We're gonna get them when we draw a Skrelv. I think I'm gonna play out Castle Ardenvale, because if I cast Ravages, there's no way we're gonna start activating. I have no idea what this gets. Might even just get like Stoneforge Mystic, honestly. Stoneforge for Formal Wear. Like whatever I get is not resolving. Could just get like Solitude and grab and like just cast Shadow Spear and have extra removal spells. 4 cards in hand. But I can't Kefka me without a free counter spell in hand. Army of 1/1s versus my opponent's humble 2/1. Yeah, it's kind of expected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could like jam Cloud into Formal Wear. Probably not. I think we're just kind of in this arms race. I guess we just keep drawing cards now, right? We clamp the Indebted. I kind of want to leave the Indebted Spirit and clamp the Might token. I don't. Poison counters are not a real plan. And I like to have a little bit of like board presence banked if we end up getting like deluged or something. I think we just like sit on this Ravages of War forever to make my opponent's ability to cast Kefka really awkward, and then we just like utilize Skull Clamp to continue refilling the board every turn and pressure them that way. Make sure our hand is well stocked. Clamp the Might token, and then maybe cast Cloud, maybe just hold up Castle Ardenvale, depending on what move my opponent makes. I guess maybe like cast some cards that we draw too. I don't necessarily want to like keep jamming directly into mana leaks and stuff as we hit more land drops. Like we could have potentially not jammed the Stoneforge into that snap lose focus and just, you know, cast a Shadow Spear or something and turn around to cast it next turn. But I do think that we're like pretty overwhelmingly ahead here. Yeah. My might token. Yeah, that's fine. What a jerk. So much for the poison counters plan, huh? I guess we kill the Indebted Spirit. Eight cards in hand. If I cast Soul Guide, I can't make a dude. Kind of wanted to put more into play. Just move to discard and discard Soul Shadow Spear, maybe? That's worse than Soul Guide. Just make a 1/1 versus all of their open mana. I'd like cast. I don't really want to cast Cloud into infinity open mana. Cycle Soul Guide. I think I just move to discard Shadow Spear, honestly. Start pressuring my opponents. Having to hold up mana every turn to like potentially counter my stuff and just keep making 1/1s and drawing a bunch of cards every turn. And having to be extremely worried about Ravages. Casting Lantern and Shadow Spear just put more cards into play to clan more. I mean, activating Castle Ardenvale gives me more access to clan, but I'd rather just like discard Shadow Spear than put it into play and not make an extra 1/1. So I want to make sure that I continue to have stuff in play.
Have you seen Doc?
Nope. Flame Slash, sure. That seems like a profitable trade for me. Ranger Captain's a nice one. Does Kefka Painted Tag Shell? No, it's just like Grixis efficient cards. I don't think they play Tainted Pact. Maybe they do, just because it's close to Demonic Tutor. If you just play like 2 of each basic. I haven't looked closely at a Kefka shell. I think I'm just gonna win without ever casting this Ravages of War because we resolved Skull Clamp. Snow covered. Yeah, I mean, you could the snow covered and then the not snow covered kind of makes me think about Skull Clamp, or not Skull Clamp. Makes me think about Tainted Pact. Counterspell, draw a card. Yeah, it's fine. I also assume Gifts. I think Gifts is banned. I'm not actually sure about that one. Don't quote me. This looks like a good time to cast Cloud Strife, huh? Go get the old pre-war formal wear. Our hand is stacked. If my opponent casts Kefka, we blow up all the lands and switch reconfig the Kefka. And was this not a good Ravager spot? Yeah, probably was. Probably was a much better 4-mana play. I just wanted to like cast Cloud, you know. My brain was locked into like never casting Ravages until they cast Kefka, but yeah, they like tapped out for their counterspell. I should have just nuked all their lands for sure. What do I discard if my opponent Kefkas? I guess we just discard Soul Guide. Does probably give them an extra card. But okay, not getting Kefka. Nice. Good for me. Kind of want to animate Factory and send They're wrong. Versus 2 cards in hand. 6 mana. There's Formal or something. I guess I could Formal War first, like grab Voice of Victory potentially. Oh wait, then I just get to get in them, right? Formal War for Voice of Victory and then get in them. Just protected get in. Yeah, Cling? Cling my Voice of Victory? That's fucked up, man. I guess. It's gonna be like that. What am I doing now? Soul Guiding the Cling. Not super keen on animating the factory anymore, I don't think. Get out of here. Oh, they have 1 card in hand. I should just equip 4 more and attack. I don't know. All roads lead to Rome, I think, at this point. I would have to Skull Claim. My opponent has 1 card in hand. Sure. Oh, I just get to get in them now, too. With the City of Traders. I didn't forget this time. Goodbye. Alright. 1 turn too late on that Ravager's War, but we found the window. Which made our second window. Some people are talking about like boarding into Felia on the draw versus like the more control-y matchups. I don't think Kefka or Aragorn qualifies. I think it's more like Elminster or like Tivit or or maybe a Minato, the much harder control decks where you want the flash creature. I don't know if I see the vision. Cloud's just like so much more powerful in the aggregate. Yeah, sure, it's a little harder to resolve, but your Felia is just gonna be so much worse. This hand is not it, huh? This hand's also not it, but it's also 6, so like... Looking at Azusa and Paper Most Except for Crop Art, I want to use somewhere. Azusa's a really good deck. Big fan. Hand feels fine. Hand without a 1-drop on the draw versus the tempo deck is rough. I'm definitely not excited about it. Also, like, these 2-drops aren't value 2-drops at all. They're just, like, not going to do anything. Especially, like, at the Swords. Mostly Grizzly Bear. Drain it mostly doesn't matter. We'll probably cast it on, like, the Kefka turn if we're a little bit behind on board or lacking removal. Hey, at least we get to resolve Cloud here before we die in a fire. I mean, the only way we're winning this game is Skull Knight our way back into it. We can't even tech edge them off the Kefka turn because the Arcane Signet. Quite bad for us, huh? Yeah, I think we're just gonna fucking die here, huh? My opponent has literal anything, we just lose on the spot. Kill the Draenith in response, yeah, sure. Get Kefka, instantly lose because we don't have any removal spells. Maybe they missed lane 5, who knows? Damn. There's just like no world that you don't just windmill slam. Yeah, this was pretty much what I expected to happen when we kept the 6. Was to just get a little bit tempoed and then die horribly. Nice, denied a card. Got him. Draw like Swords to Plowshares right now, then maybe we do something. Like pretty much Swords to Plowshares, right? What the fuck do we even get here? I guess we get Formal War now. This is where I get my removal spell equipment, right? Not even sure if casting the Skull Clamp here is right, but I don't think we can afford to be like greedy about anything. I think we're probably discarding. Yeah. We're just gonna lose, but I'll leave him in the graveyard trying to like do some bullshit. I think we just discard the Flare here. It's just not coming together at all. Nice, got him again. Discarded the instant. Read my opponent like a book. Surely my opponent doesn't have any interaction with their last 3 cards. They are holding up Snap Dispute technically, but also we would be playing into like lose focus and stuff. So we probably just do this. Surely this will just work. Damn. Damn. I could Soul Guide the Cloud back out of her graveyard. If they have like another counter's last card, we'd have to discard the Soul Guide, and we're gonna call it. Throw in the towel on this one. When we get a Logic Knotted. Okay, they did actually have to lose focus. I guess they had a bunch of mana to replicate the lose focus, so when I named that card, it was not the good call. All right, well, we're gonna play game 3. It'll be fine. Well, we won't mold to a incredibly mediocre 6, hopefully. All right, this hand's got some juice. I think we're just gonna lead Esper Sentinel. Kind of awkward that we maybe don't get the Skrelvin to play for a while, but Esper Sentinel into Cloud on the play is pretty strong. If they counter the Cloud, we can start converting still. Jolted Awake, which is really nice with our plethora of... That's a really good one. Bit awkward with our hand, but it is what it is. Question is, do I just let this go to the graveyard? I think I put it back in the command zone. Yeah, kind of figured this would happen. Yeah, something else will get jolted awake, and it's just much safer. We have like double protection guy. Might end up being like Mom plus Wintermoon, although Wintermoon's not very good for us and doesn't affect our opponent, so maybe not. Alright, there we go. There's more planes. Which card is better, Garrison Cat or Hunted Witness, and why is it Garrison Cat? The most common answer I get is because Garrison Cat is cuter. You like recruit? I don't like recruiting into casting my 3-mana spell into their open 2-mana counter spell. I don't like just profitably exchanging, like mana on that turn. Just feels so likely that they're just like counter the recruiter, move on, versus we could cast multiple spells this turn. I guess it puts the recruiter in... never mind. Putting the recruiter in the graveyard for Jolted Awake doesn't do anything. But we draw a card. I guess that is true. I don't know. Did I just like jam Wintermoon here? No, not really. I guess this is now mana inefficient. You had Bowmasters? I mean, I guess you just take the 1 damage and you take your pick. You can Jolted Awake the Mom now, which is nice. When they counter recruiter next turn, they don't draw a card. Wow, their mana base is completely owning my Wintermoon. Next turn we get to like Jolted Awake plus Recruiter of the Guard at least. Now they're tapped out too. We could even maybe just resolve Cloud instead. Oh, never mind. Oh shit, yeah, that's how that interaction works. I forgot Bowmaster's like really, really good against Esper Sentinel. Oops. Also, you can't recruit Voice of Victory. It's got 3 toughness. We can recruit plus Jolted Awake Mom, which is, I think, better than Cloud here. Wow, no wonder we don't play it in D&T. Yeah. I think that may have happened to me like once in Legacy, and I was just like, alright, I'm cutting Esper Sentinel from all of my decks for the rest of time now. Versus 4 cards in hand. We could like try to close to guarantee Skull Clamp. We'd have to have Wash Away or Stern Scolding here, or, you know, Force. What am I recruiting for if I play a recruiter? We're getting a little close to their Kefka turn. We have no removal, but recruiting for Solitude seems kind of horrible. Just playing Cloud and getting Skull Clamp feels fine, maybe, actually? Maybe that's fine. I think we do need Skull Clamp to claw ourselves back into this game, huh? I suppose we could, like, recruit Stoneforge, Jolted Awake Mom in that case. Ouch. Subtlety, huh? Clamping into this Bowmaster. Well, you can, like, Talon Gates it to clamp and, like, draw 4 cards. think I want this on the top of my deck. If Cloud were to change zones, it goes to click to change. It goes to command zone instead of library. I don't necessarily want that. Right click Cloud if you want to redraw. Yeah, I click this, and then now it says it's going to library, not command zone. I think I do want to redraw. It does awkwardly line up into the Kefka turn. We'll see. Why does it just tell me? Can I cast this? No. Oh, is that so I can like change it back to different mode? Wait, no, hang on. Yeah, no, I wanted to go to my hand, not command zone. So if I change this, I could have Cloud go to the command zone when I draw it if I change that, because it would be changing zones. That's kind of bizarre. We might even like, I mean, it depends a lot on what my opponent does, but we could like Talon Gates, Bowmaster, Cloud, Skull Clamp, Jolted Awake Cloud. You have 2 cards in hand, huh? Feels like going for Skull Clamp this turn is not the play, because they can just kill whatever I do. So this is maybe Cloud plus Recruit, Solitude, because we just need to be able to answer the Kefka. We could Cloud plus Wintermoon plus Jolted Awake Mom and not Recruiter. Wintermoon's probably for the post Kefka turn, right? Because this is not going to find basic Mountain, so we can at least like start cutting them off, choking them off some mana. Which means I think this is a Recruit Solitude, then play Cloud turn. Maybe we even just get Formal Aware if Cloud resolves, which means we should have played Cloud first, actually. Whoops. Recruiter first, if Cloud can grab Formal Aware. I guess that's also fair. Change this back. Command zone instead of library. Now we go get Formal Aware. So now we have a potential Formal Aware, Recruiter, Solitude, Kefka, Wintermoon turn. Discarding the Talon Gates to the Kefka trigger, if it happens. Swamp Cycle Troll, deal. That's not a Kefka this turn. Seems like a pretty good turn for me, huh? We do need to get back into this game, though, which is kind of an issue. The threat of Kefka is still looming. See what our draw step brings us. Could be good. Can we afford to hold it up this turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Potential 6 mana if we Talon Gates this turn. Talon Gates, and we have Formal Aware Wintermoon. Hold up Mana Tithe. Could nail the Kefka. I guess this is probably not the Wintermoon turn, too, huh? This is probably... Oh, no, but the Recruiter's getting Solitude, I think. We discard the Mana Tithe to the Kefka if they play a land. So I think it's fine to play this Talon Gates now. I wonder if I actually wanted to just attack into the Bowmasters. We've been playing Manti for forever, basically, but I'm not playing Reprieve because I hate Reprieve. Reprieve would be pretty good here, though, huh? Egg on my face for all the shit I talked about Reprieve 5 seconds ago. Recruiter of the Guard. Recruiter of the Guard, I think, just goes and gets Solitude. I suppose we could grab Solitude and then Winter Moon, and then even like Winter Moon plus Jolted Awake and just pitch the Mantides to the Solitude with the Kefka trigger on the stack. But it's the Mantide is also really good if it if my opponent doesn't have lane 6. We also do have to be a little bit worried about this Steaming Sauna burying me, but I don't think we can be worried about that right now. Kind of want a Jolted Awake plus Winter Moon, but the Mantide is so high reward. I think I'm just gonna Winter Moon this turn. I suppose if the Kefka resolves, then we just... Nothing. Interesting. Alright. Attack for 3. Cast Giver of Runes, hold up Solitude and Mana Tithe, I guess. Do you have like Cryptic Command here or something? Mystic Confluence. Oh, I feel like I should probably Mana Tithe this, huh? It is just counter draw. It is just Cryptic Command here, but we could just counter this and then Solitude the Kefka. Oh, also they just tapped out a bunch into the Winter Moon. Yeah, absolutely. Just gonna Mana Tithe that. They just tapped out a ton into the Winter Moon. So we just do this and also Jolted Awake back the Mother of Runes. Yes! Manti is so fucking good, man. Oh, they were bouncing. I didn't even register that was that bouncing? I thought something was targeting a recruiter. No, this is counter draw. I don't know what's targeting the recruiter there. Just a weird Moto UI thing. Hey, get away from me. Alright. Sick games. Wow. Instant. Next match. Let's go. White card good. Ooh, mono red, huh? This ain't the mono red hand, huh? Moto UI because I hovered over pre-reform art? Maybe, yeah. It's weird that it, like, lingers that target. I guess. I'll just mulligan this. This is a little loosey-goosey, but it's got some good tools. On a 6 especially, but like... If we've hit another land, we have the potential, like, surprise Crystal Vein GT with Cloud. If we don't, we can just bottom the Soul Guide Lantern because it's garbage. We've Hunted Witness. I guess we also have Cigar Design for surprise equip. 3 mana GTs, so we don't even need the Crystal Vein. We just need second white source. We also have, like, 1/1 that blocks Kellen and also, like, makes a lifelinker. We can Enlighten Tutor for, for Den, which I probably won't do. Maybe I will, like, if I miss this turn. It's kind of efficient to do it on my turn 2 upkeep though, because then I get to like cast the Cigar Aid versus like if I miss, I just kind of have to only cast Enlightened Tutor and the Cigar Aid sits in my hand. Damn, I really don't want to, but like maybe I kind of have to, huh? I mean, we could always, like, aid and then, like, Enlighten Tutor GT and fuck them up that way. That's, like, kind of all in, though. If we're, like, turn 2, aid, turn 3, upkeep, Enlighten Tutor GT, sack Crystal Vein, play the GT, hit Krypton Witness, punch them. It's, like, kind of psychotic. It might just be, like, Enlighten Tutor, mold a 5 and have a tap land sort of deal. Having Hunted Witness, being on the play and having Hunted Witness here does like help out a lot in the mono red matchup. You can recoup a lot of card advantage with just like Cloud into Formal or into Cloud into Masterwork or GT. Obviously, this guy does attack. Oh no, this guy doesn't even attack into Hunted Witness well because it doesn't hit the 2 toughness until level 3. Alright, I have to decide if I'm casting Enlightened Tutor here or not. I think I am. It does actually set us up, if we Enlightened Tutor upkeep for Ancient Den and then play Cigar Aid, it sets us up for potential, depending on what my opponent does, turn 3 play Cloud, then Crystal Vein GT just on Hunted Witness and attack, and we have 2 lands in play. So maybe that's actually, like, just the tech. Stopping my upkeep. Please leave me alone, kitty. Enlightened Tutor for my second land drop. It's such a good floor for I don't know if it's a good floor. It's like kind of awful. The floor of, oh, you're talking about for this specific instance, yes. The floor of missing is a lot lower. It's like the floor of missing is just like I just do this on end step, right? And then I just cast Cloud, but then I like my curve's all out of whack. I could like cast Ranger Captain, I guess, at that point. Go get Ocelot Pride. Yeah, potential turn 3 trigger DT. If my opponent just like leaves up a bunch of mana, would probably just like Formal or whatever. But if my opponent just like taps out, which is what Mono Red wants to do a lot on, you know, turn 2. But with the Cigar Aid in play, and like white, the writing, I guess the writing won't be on the wall because I would have needed specifically Crystal Vein or City of Traders to have like the burst 2 mana to equip the GT immediately. Ancient Den. Yeah, opponent just taps out. Attacks for 5, and then I just get to annihilate them here. Seems pretty good for me. Drum is not free, technically. I guess Drum is free with the Crystal Vein mana, right? Because I can tap the Cloud. I'm not blocking with the Cloud, so I guess I might as well, huh? You'd block there? I guess I get a lifelinker? Target's already going to be on the Hunted Witness's back though because it's holding the GTA, so it's kind of nice that they're forced to kill the Hunted Witness down the road, and then it just pops into the lifelinker after that. But maybe I want to gain the life and don't want to just like randomly, when I don't know. You forgot about the pump. Oh yeah, I'm absolutely trading if Kellen's just a 2-1 there, but no, it gets +1/+1. It was a 3-2. So I Crystal Vein, sack it for 2 mana, play the drum, tap the cloud because that's the drum is net neutral. And then cast the GTA and murder my opponent. Tank. I don't know, maybe we sweat getting. I'm gonna get blown out by like a gut shot or something here. Fire Blast probably would not be at the end of the world, huh? I would sack a land, but they would sack 2 lands, and I would have 2 creatures in play still. Pyrokinesis. That's one. I'm thinking about like not playing this drum. Is that insane? Is it crazy to not cast the drum? It's probably pretty bad. Pyrokinesis is probably just like devastating for me anyway, right? Because they'll just untap and kill my thing, and then I need to rip a land to cast Ranger Captain to crawl back in. I just can't really afford to play around Pyrokinesis that much. The Pyrokinesis in response to the drum, all it does is like keep the GTA off the table, which is kind of fine because I have a Sigardizade in play, right? So it's the exact same amount of mana, whether the GTA is in play or in my hand. Every time I like think about waiting, and I just always get wrecked. So I don't know. I'm just gonna kill it. I'm gonna kill it as soon as my opponent goes to combat and turns them sideways. So like, I'm not gonna get got by I don't know. My opponent casting fucking what's the pump spell? I would just like ping it again. So I don't know. Tempted to not kill it because it means Cloud can't get bolted. Oh, I could like move the equipment over. And then just kill the Cloud in response. I think I'd rather just like cast Ranger Captain, go to Lifelinker. Opponent's kind of beating me down a little bit. I guess we move the equipment over now, huh? Also means they can't kill the HUD. Yeah, I just don't think I care that much about that. Like, am I gonna take 2 damage to say you can't bolt my Hunted Witness? Probably not, right? Prerequisite 3 minutes to wait for the equipment to resolve. Attack. Kill Reckless Stormseeker. I guess I could kill them both, huh? I didn't cast a spell this turn, so I do actually want to kill this, right? Don't want it flipping into a 3-4. The Cunning Coyote I won't kill because I will just block it. If they like Anime Factory, I might want to kill that instead or something. I'll just block it and ping it once. Get my lifelinker going. I think we are fairly safe here, though. Obviously some bad things that could happen to us. Next turn we can even like Ranger Captain, tap Ranger Captain, play Ocelot Pride. Yeah, Crystal Vein showing up as soon as we put it in the deck. I think it makes sense. Just like it taps for mana when you need it to, and it's the burst of mana in the matchups you need it to, versus like combo or aggro when you really just need like that surprise equip a turn ahead of schedule in the early turns. This Cheetah seems like it might be a good card. It's definitely not bad. It's like the third best equipment in the deck, I think. This is just gonna ping my face, right? Yeah, that's fine. Come on, attack. Maybe cast your Kellen again. Which mine didn't just sit in a binder. It's tragic that... Oh, wow, this attack happened. Tragic that the card's legacy playability fell off a cliff. We get our lifelinker. Cloud. He then takes 2 damage. Do I just untap here? I just like don't think I'm losing this game if I just kill the Cunning Coyote and then they bolt and then like they cast a Lightning Strike on the Cloud or something. Lightning Strike would just kill Clouds. It has to just be like another shock. Cloud's gonna die attacking into the factory anyway, right? If like that's what they really want. I guess I get 4 counters that way though. I guess I can just untap. What's this fucking Cunning Coyote gonna do? I'm gonna cast a 3/3 next turn too. I'm just gonna untap. The perfect draw. Do I attack with my 1/1 lifelinker into the 3/3 factory? I guess I just kill it then, right? If they block here, they pump it. We just... Maybe this was setting up... That shot was setting up for a Lightning Strike here? Huh, that actually could be a touch awkward. We only have 4 mana. We can't re-equip to the... I think we're just going to cast Ranger Captain and then maybe not play the Ocelot Pride. Maybe even get, like, Benevolent Bodyguard instead. We are at 9 life, which is, like, a little bit scary. Well, we'll go to 10. Play 3/3. They won't have that many cards in hand. Do I attack with the soldier? Assuming that this the shock plan was to Lightning Strike the Cloud this turn, I'm going to play a 3/3. They can't attack that well unless they kill it, in which case they can attack me for like 4. We'll still have 1 GT counter, though. Yeah, there's Bolt. I guess if I didn't attack, I could have recast the Cloud, huh? Might have been better than Ranger captaining. Hold back because he taps the drum to cast her. I guess we could. I don't know. I kind of just want to go get Benevolent Bodyguard or whatever to protect whatever I'm going to put the GT on next turn. Just instead of getting Ocelot Pride, just get Bodyguard next turn, Bodyguard plus equip GT and start attacking again with protection. But maybe the 1 life wasn't worth, like, could just have Ocelot and Pride this turn. Ocelot Pride in play this turn instead. The difference between 9 and 10 is kind of relevant. But this deck does deal 2s. It's not just like all 3s like a traditional burn deck, right? A lot of shocks. Ooh, players can't gain life. And it's a 4/4. Ooh. Do I gain life here in response? Or do I have a Ranger Captain with more counters on it? Or like... I think I want to gain life here in response, honestly. Although, yeah, 1 GD trigger still isn't going to kill this because it's going to be a 4/4. So I think I'd rather have a little bit more life to work with. Although it would let the soldier token holding a GTA attack into the Ferocidon. I only have 2 cards in hand. I think I'm going to let this resolve. Then Bodyguard take 1. Equip GT to Soldier. Soldier token attacking isn't that good, but it leaves the 3/3 on defense, which is good. Because obviously I can't gain life hitting them with the Soldier token. If they block here, I just kill it. If they block here, I just kill it with 3 counters. This thing flips into a 2/2, right? Yes. Top deck like a removal spell. That'd be pretty good. Our deck has a lot of those, right? I think I should have killed that Coyote. I didn't think about like untapping, the pump goes away, and like my Cloud was very clearly going to get bolted that turn. Should have just used the last counter, because the last counter wasn't actually protecting the Cloud from anything. Rather than just not have this 2/2 in play. Get out of here, kitty. What's your problem? Maybe we'll just draw something sick. Oh, nice. That is something sick, in fact. Static Prison, the Ferocidon, Benevolent Bodyguard not taking damage, and then use that Bodyguard to equip the GT and just start sending. Yeah, there's dead. We did, in fact, just draw the removal spell that I asked for. Otherwise, maybe they play Duel Commander because they can never finish best of 3/4. Duel Commander is a best of 3/4 bet. It's in fact a particularly lengthy one, but they are playing mono red, so like, mean, if you're going to dual queue in Duel Commander with a deck, it's probably the deck to do it with, right? Luckily, Mono Red's just like an extremely good matchup for Cloud. We just had a really awkward 6 and still won it. Plus 5-minute clock format in leagues, yeah. It is, in fact, 30 minutes per clock in leagues. Kitty, get out of here. What's your problem? Get. You're not getting. I see you. You're just standing over in the doorway, waiting for me to turn back around. Your tail's swishing, because you know you're being a nuisance. Nope, nope, I see you. Get, shoo, shoo. Shoo, shoo. We just sit here in sideboarding. My opponent considers their other options. Maybe they want to board into Zergo for game 2. We could think about it for 3 minutes, maybe. You'd play more challenges if you do that. Would you really? Is that a determining factor that the rounds progress slightly faster? There are like 18 people in them. They got the rounds turn over faster than like the average Legacy event just based on number of players. Mono red players should get minus 5 minutes clock. Now we're thinking. Just a little bit longer and just dragging our feet a little bit more. Let the clock run down. Decide if they want to maybe board into what's the guy? What's the 2-drop? Felden. Board into him instead. I don't know. Probably just worse than both the 1-drops, but maybe board into Zergo. Zergo's probably a little bit better versus Cloud because the Cloud plays a bunch of like 1/1s that can trade with the Kellen, but can't trade with the Zergo. This hand's pretty strong. Can you actually swap your commander? You can, yeah. I mean, I guess it's actually a little bit awkward because like these are like our shittiest cards at blocking, and we're on the draw, so we're not gonna be able to like Mana Tithe Kellen. I think we just mulligan this. All right, well, this has got some stuff, I guess. I think this Esper Sentinel is probably just trading with a Shock or a Kellen. How do we use our full time for sideboard? I was just talking about it. You can tank for a long time on whether or not you want to sideboard into a different commander. Who knows? Who's to say? Go Esper Sentinel. Do your sworn duty, which is die to a 2-mana tax a Shock and die, or trade with Kellen. Damn it. Esper Sentinel, you're fucking garbage. I think we just leave. I think we just take it and threaten the trade next turn. Now we just Cloud for Formal Wear. We have a lifelinking equipment, which is nice. We don't necessarily... GTA's going to be a little bit slow here. We're going to be probably aggressively trading with the board. Alright. No attacks. Love to see that. Absolutely love it. Now what? Shadow Shadow Spear Sentinel attack? Nesting Bot Shadow Spear. I don't really want a Static Prison. All these things kind of just suck. I mean, I guess we could Static Prison the Kellen. But the Kellen's also like their worst creature, because it's like a 1 toughness. I don't hate Shadow Spear or the Sentinel in attack. They obviously don't want to trade for it because we have Formal Wear. If they don't trade for it, it now has a 2-mana attacks. It's gaining life. If they attack all, we just block with Cloud and Formal Wear. It's either that or Shadow Spear don't attack, which is also kind of interesting. Because this is a little bit dangerous. If we Shadow Spear attack go to 17, they like kill Cloud on tap and like hit me for 6 on board. It's like a little bit scary. I think we just gain some life. Nice. Trade. That's exactly what we wanted. We can Formal Wear back the Sentinel if we really want to. Or if they feel pressured to kill Cloud, like that. Then we just Formal Wear back Cloud instead. Maybe we even Formal Wear back the Sentinel too, honestly. Because we could Formal Wear back Cloud to get Masterwork, get back Sentinel. Is that better than just like Bodyguard into Cloud though? Puts more giant dudes in play. Cloud's gonna be a 4/3. Sentinel's gonna be a 3/3. I like having more just huge guys. But I also like just having the access to another Formal Wear. For potentially like threatening more Clouds and going and getting GT. Maybe even this Formal Wear just goes against GT. Or this, you know, Cloud Formal Wear, you know what I mean. I don't know. I think if they don't kill Cloud, we're just going to kill him with Shadow Spear. So if they do kill Cloud, I want just Masterwork. And like, they don't even have that many creatures to threaten me. We have a Static Prison. Yeah, this is what we kind of expected to happen. Pro red. They'll untap and do it again. We'll have the Masterwork turn. Masterwork, Cloud. Maybe even get Boots. Play Boots, equip Boots, and equip Shadow Spear. Depends a bit on what they do here, I guess. A little dangerous to do the Boots play now, right? Because, well, we're probably going to do exactly like Lightning Bolt here, though, with 2 cards in hand. And we get Boots before we equip Shadow Spear, so if it does die, we can just play Static Prison plus Nesting Bot instead. Copy pre-war Formal Wear. I would like to get back Cloud. What's up, Lackey? How's it going? I would like to get Lava Spur Boots. Also equip Lava Spur Boots. And then also equip Shadow Spear. Yeah, they're dead. We did it. 6/4 lifelink, yeah. We did in fact win.
Do you want this cat as a reward?
I really don't. She's already being a pest. If I vote in Legacy again, hell yeah. With the same list, or, you know, similar list, same idea. Good to see things working for you. Yeah, that match just kind of showcased a lot of why Mono Red's like your best matchup. I see this. Is this the Windgrace player? Also, yeah, this is the person we lost to last time. Just we had like the most abysmal mold 6 ever. This hand is really bad, actually. They did have a decent number of removal spells, but I don't think we can just keep triple clunky removal spell versus like the weird mid range deck. I think I'd rather just mull and have more lands or like 1-drops. This fucking Ravages were gonna fuck me up every time. Did we bottom the Ravages? The Winter Moon. I kind of want to bottom the Ravages. Think Soul Guide's going to be useful for them. They have like a fair number of graveyard stuff. Not necessarily their commander, but... Just, like... This thing's just kind of clunky to cast sometimes. Giver time. Kind of awkward to play Giver here over Doom Traveler because we kind of want to... I guess we could just hit land 3 over the next couple of turns. We'd like to play Cloud Skull Clamp, and then we'd like to clamp something. So it'd be nice to have the Doom Traveler in play rather than have to Cloud draw 4. But we also mulliganed and are on the play, so we could probably afford to do a draw 4. If that's what we get to. We might get, Thought Seized. Something. Who knows? Made 1 Pilfer, Mog Fanatic, and cut Sting for Crater Maker to fit more sideboard stuff. Makes sense. Mog Fanatic back in the deck. What are we Mog Fanaticing in this format, out of curiosity? Bolt? Dork? Bolt. Nomads? Tracks, yeah. Third land is nice. We're just gonna Cloud Skull Clamp here. Guess maybe we could have spent this turn Doom Traveler. It's a little scary to just aggressively put Skull Clamp in your hand versus the black decks, because they can Thought Seize it. But we also have, like, the threat of just Winter Moon and beatdowns here. No Thought Seize is nice. I think we're going to just clamp Doom Traveler here. The other Geddon is back. Might actually be good here. Go to 5 cards, Skull Clamp down to 4 cards, Clamp up to 8 cards. We could just draw 4 off Cloud. Or at least attempt to. Kind of don't hate it when Armageddon's sitting in my hand. They do have the removal spell, dang. Oh well. I think we just play the Doomed Traveler for mana efficiency's sake. They'd have to kill it twice. They're more likely to just kill the Skull Clamp here. Fnatic and Expert to kill Tamiya. I mean, there's a bunch of like ways the numbers line up. That makes some sense, yeah. I can get behind that. Go get him, buddy. Alright, well, let's see if this works. Dang. Bowmaster would be kind of annoying, but also, like, not the end of the world. Shatter discard, huh? Alright, we do Winter Moon him. Discard the Soul Guide Lantern, probably. But yeah, Winter Moon into just getting them probably is the play, huh? We might even... Probably not. We probably don't have time to cast Cloud in between, huh? Problem is that, like, they might just be able to rebuild through my Geddon, and I maybe can't. The Winter Moon might just be good enough at holding back their stuff that we can just jam Cloud instead this turn, go get, like, Formal Wear, wait a while. Scoos, huh? Kind of don't hate just Cloud this turn. Scoos isn't that threatening because it would force them to repeatedly like tap their things. If I just get in here, I have a 1/1 versus a 2/2. Question is if I'm playing out this Plains. Feast and Famine is pretty tempting here, huh? Formal War is also just like always good though. My opponent still has 3 cards in hand. Feast of Famine could be a little bit loose into removal spells. Formula is just like a pile of value. No, Formula is terrible. They have fucking Scavengers to play. What the hell am I talking about? Feast of Famine it is, huh? Which means we probably do want to play the land out. We just play it out next turn. If we really want to play Equip. And if they like Thoughtseize me, then maybe they'd probably take the Geddon in that case, but it's a world that we'd lose the sort of Feast of Famine to something, and we'd rather, if we get like Inquisition of Kozilek, we'd rather have the land in hand for Armageddon. Is it Solo Windgrace time? I think we could race that. It's obviously decent into my Armageddon. Well, I guess it's Armageddon time, huh? Two cards in hand versus a Scavenging Ooze. We're just at board parity. It's just whoever draws lands first. Hey, Benjamin Wheeler, thanks for the raid. Appreciated. Welcome, welcome, Raiders. We're playing some Duel Commander right now. Playing some Cloud. Are we getting here? Can you imagine if I had played the land too, by the way? Accidentally played Arn Him to Turok. Just discard Sword of Feast of Famine in my Geddon and just have nothing here. Versus 2 cards in hand. Next turn they're guaranteed to be able to cast this if they want to. I think we just have to get in here and hope that we draw a little bit better. I think we are ahead on board. Wouldn't be sick if we drew like Flare of Fortitude there too. It is what it is. You gonna Surveil here? Or eat 2 things maybe? These Geddons are just very awkward into these more mid-rangey fights. Just kind of hard to pick your spot to cast them successfully. It looks like just making a 4/4. I can only actually make it a 3/3. They didn't need to do that. There's only 1 creature in the yard. My Sword of Feast and Famine might come up. Maybe we draw Forge Anew, but then we get Skull Clamp. All right, good start. They missed. All right, we missed. Fun and interactive gameplay, this Armageddon card. All right, they missed again. Alright, we missed again. But Enlightened Tutor means we can hit another land drop, because we can Enlightened Tutor for Ancient Den. Are you getting... Should I be attacking with this? Should I have attacked with Doom Traveler, actually? Just make a 1-1 and start attacking? Probably won't end up mattering. Exciting gameplay. We're... What if we draw Den? Shut up! We're not gonna draw Den, because we're not speaking that into existence. Don't you love? Oh, thank God. Alright, we did it. We drew a land before the opponent. Alright, we're in it. We're in it, folks. We are doing it. Would you E-tutor for Drum? Probably worth. Is that better than E-tutor? Oh, if I drew the Den. Probably E-tutor for Drum, yeah. Just the world's worst land drop. I guess we just go get Den, right? So we can at least play some more stuff to the board. Anything else cool we could get? Not really, huh? I mean, we could like Anthonize the Scoos and start attacking. We probably just want to hit it. Wait, hang on. Does this cook? Is this cooking? This doesn't do anything, right? I maybe should have waited until I hit a second land drop. I didn't think about Urza Saga. Urza Saga's pretty nuts if we hit right after. If we don't, we have like, we get Drum? I'm just gonna get Den. I think I might have waited, honestly, if I had remembered. It potentially gives me 3 mana for Skyclave. But it would have been real nice to just try to rip another land and then go get Saga, eat the Scoos. Oh, it's just that easy. Get that shit out of here. I should change my plow art. I don't know. I guess I just imported a list. I should sell all my other plows so that it always autofills with the good one. Thought they were gonna tank longer on that. Didn't even get a chance to drink my water. Yeah. Fetch a Surveil. I think they should have done that when they fetched that Overgrown Tomb. Yeah. Try to set up the next land drop. Mill my 5 drop. Probably a good choice. Miss again. Pass a turn. This Cloud's 6 mana, right? Never coming back? Alright, that's fine. We'll attack him to death. If they kill Cloud, we have a solid 2 power and play. Shit. Oh, well, they have to play that instead of blowing up my Winter Moon with it. Which is nice, I guess. Alright, I mean, if we don't hit lands, this represents more power, at least. Duress deal. If they kill our moon, I think we're happy. Yeah, because it turns into a land instead. Alright, Boot seems better, huh? Protects the Cloud. Can't wait to blow out someone's Flare plus get in with Shadow Spear. I was just thinking about that when I put it into play. Not a lot of indestructible permanents in this format, but you might be able to get them. Alright, winning game 1, big. Especially on our, like... Was that a weird Mold to 6? It was an okay Mold to 6. We had, like, guys, but we actually never got any Skull Clamp value. Cloud doubles ward. Yep, if he's equipped at least, he doubles ward. So he doubles the ward on Lava Spur Boots. One of the key reasons that's in the deck. It's pretty good. Very cheap way to give Cloud a pretty strong protection. Ward 2. Also, haste is just like a cheap haste is just a really good keyword to have in your deck full of equipment, right? Ugh, this hand's kind of ugly, huh? So weird though, like I kind of want to keep it. These matchups are so grindy. My opponent does have creatures in their deck that we will eventually get to oust. I just don't like mulliganing that much versus the Junt decks. It's a pretty mopey hand, but maybe we just keep it. This dang Mishra's Factory that doesn't really do anything. I suppose it could like threaten and equip at some point down the road. We play it out on like turn 3. Potentially animate, equip, attack. Hey, the Walloper. Thanks for the follow. Appreciated. We will be doing a Playpoint giveaway at some point tonight, in the next couple of rounds here, so stick around if you want your chance at 120 Playpoints. Put him against a 5. Alright. Well, it's a 4. Alright. Feeling pretty good about our hand versus the mold of 4. I don't remember if their deck plays Mana Dorks, but I really hope that if they do, that they play one on turn 1, so we just oust it. Alright, well, can't win them all. If I just want to play classic blue-white, boomer, control the shitload of rats, counter spells, is Elminster the best option? Yes, I would say so. Elminster is the de facto... like hard. There is I think the next closest would probably be a Minato. There is a like a hard control version of a Minato. There's also like a Reanimator version, but that deck definitely isn't like classic boomer, a bunch of removal encounters. It does have a good number of those, but definitely not nearly as much as like Elminster. Anyway, we'll just all of those hands had one or less lands, and it happens to the best of us, certainly. If only I could put Teferi in my commands out of this format. Yeah. I mean, wait a year, see if WotC's probably going to change that rule sooner. It's probably a if, not a, or no, it's a when, not an if. And dual commander rules will change accordingly until they decide that they're too broken and then change them again. 3 Fair probably really fucked up, yeah. Armageddon putting the Fear of God in them on the low land hit. Yeah, I mean, they probably can't function on 1, but yeah. Alright, what am I doing here? Against 3 cards, I guess we just cast Cloud. We just beat him down next turn is what we fucking do. I almost want to go get Formal Wear more than I want Clamp, but that's always a little bit risky versus the Thoughtseize. I just realized that I'm going to have to move to discard doing this, huh? Oh well, discard a land, it's whatever. I think we just get Clamp. Clamp's just so broken. The competitive brawl people have Teferi 3 banned as commander in their tournaments. That makes sense, yeah. Seems like super obnoxious. Kind of almost just want to hit him real hard, but if they just like hold up a bunch of mana, I'm just gonna like pay 7 life and get my guy killed. Could hit him real hard, or I could just oust this token and then also just not do anything else. It's just like City of Traders or something. This is kind of a nice one. Doesn't do anything yet, but definitely could. I really want to oust, so it's probably just oust plus pure steel. So we can't equip next turn, depending on what my opponent does, because we can play an animate factor using itself, cast GT, cast Skull Clamp, and we get Metalcraft. But we could also just like cast and equip GT, because the Skull Clamp's not doing a lot. But yeah, I imagine that if Planeswalkers ever, if Wizards ever announces Planeswalkers are like blanket legal as commanders, which feels definitely like it might happen eventually. Dual Commander probably has to ban a lot of cards or just say, hey, we're not going to do that. I don't actually know how many cards that would actually be broken with. Teferi 3 definitely would be fucked up. I don't know how many other. My guy. Ren and 6. Oh yeah, Ren and 6. Probably. Now what do we do? Hand of Vecna is 5 cards. So we hit them for 12. Does a number to Sylvan Library. But also we could just get GTA double. I think GTA double trigger is more important. Kills the Fable. Oko? Oh yeah, definitely Oko. That card like that card's like banned already, right? I think. I have to imagine. Ninjutsu Kaito? Oh yeah, definitely get that. Wait, no, he doesn't unless they also like eroded his text to be Commander Ninjutsu, right? Is Oko not banned in Duel? I feel like he's gotta be. I feel like I've never seen one. I hate that card. Check out for this match, I guess. It does kind of suck that we didn't like deal my opponent a dump truck of damage when they just put a Sylvan Library into play, but I am a little bit worried what blue-green X decks exists. The 4-color one, right? Tymna and Thrasios, or Thrasios plus whatever of the 2 black-white partners you want. Oh wait, no, I think Tamio did play Oko back when Tamio was unbanned. I think I did play against Okos from Tamio. I think you're right. I think people just don't play Oko because there aren't a lot of blue-green decks. Yeah, Commander Ninjutsu, the mechanic that they invented because Ninjutsu just doesn't work. 3 mana to ready? Yeah, maybe. I'd have to read that card, but probably. I imagine just like most Planeswalkers that cost 3 mana and do like most of anything are... Wow, discard nothing, huh? I don't really want to go for the hand effect, no. Maybe I do if they tap out and don't kill my thing. Oh, never mind, they're killing my thing. This is my first cloud, right? Yes. So we're just completely fine. Just recast him. No cards in hand. So maybe it's kill Reflection, boot up Factory, clear Lily, play Giver. We have Solitude to handle the Scion, so I'm not like super worried about that. Does like not leave a bunch of pressure in play, but also kills the Lily, which is nice. I guess we could sack Crystal Vein Cast Cloud here if we really wanted to. That's probably not worth. We just play Giver and clamp it. Opponent's putting up a fight for 4 cards in opener, huh? Is it Soul of Windgrace time? Nope. It is, okay, sure. It's kind of funny the Soul of Windgrace kind of pays for its commander tax. I think we just on thin ice this and take this turn to cast Cloud rather than like full price Solitude or whatever. Do I attack? I think I do. Especially with the library in play. And we're just going to go get a formal wear here. Do we get like Feast and Famine ever? If they just recast Soul, we just aren't going to Solitude it. Yeah, I'm just going to get formal wear, I think. Definitely want to keep hitting them when they have a library going. Sometimes you need the +1 power mode on Skull Clamp. Sometimes you just need equipment to let you attack a little harder. Skull Clamp as God intended. If you just cast Soul Windgrace again, you are dead on board. Didn't Clamp used to be +1/+1? Yeah, exactly. That was the... They, like, nerfed it, right? That's the old story. They nerfed it to -1 toughness. It's Fury? Chandra Awakened Inferno? Oh, dear. Not the 6-drop I was expecting there. Alright, I guess I draw 2. You are not going back to the command zone. I think they're dead, right? I think they're dead with boots. Not positive, but I think so. Yeah, okay, they just concede. Yeah, I think even if I... Boots... Yeah, that's 4. Boots is 5, Clamp is 6, yeah. Even without sacking the Crystal Vein, I play Formware, get back Cloud, play Boots, equip Skull Clamp, attack for 6. Or I could like sack Vein, equip GT, attack for a bunch. I feel like +1/+1 Clamp would still be playable. Yeah, it would still probably be very good. It would definitely not be nearly as broken, though. Like, I don't think +1/+1 Clamp would be banned in, like, Legacy. Factory with GT pumps. Oh, yeah. I kind of forgot I had a Factory in play, too. Is +1/+1 Clamp even, like modern? You draw a lot of cards. I don't know. But you'd have to, like, enable it. Like, sack outlets or something. Would I put Skull Clamp in Death and Taxes if it said +1/+1? I think no. Literally already enabled in top decks. Alright, yeah, fair. It's maybe it's really good in, like, red-white energy, huh? You just, like, play Stoneforge and Skull Clamp and red-white energy. Yeah, it's just harder to break it with sack outlets than it is to just break it by playing creatures with 1 toughness. I think it's possible that the card is like too good. Combos with Coslex commands too. I guess you just play it with Cloud in Modern now. You play the +1/+1 Clamp and then you equip it to Cloud and you bombardment your Cloud and draw 4. Cool. Coslex command. Scry, draw, make 5 Scions, equip, sack 2 of them, equip to 2 other. No, oh yeah, you sack 1, equip it to the next one, and then sack that one to make a mana, draw 2, equip it to the next one, sack it, make a mana, draw 2, equip it to the next one. Okay, that's probably really good, huh? Fixed Skull Clamp probably too good. With Kozilek's command, with arguably like the best card in current Modern, which is I guess not an enormous feat, but all right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom while we're waiting for round 4 here. Actually made it. We got a match. Alright, Gemstone Caverns on the draw. Banger hand. Pitch the Plains, I think. I didn't even check their commander. Maybe I should have pitched something else. Nope, I'm good. I want the Solitude. Maybe I would have pitched the Skyclave, actually. But it's a white card. We did it. We broke Kozilek's command. Yes, Kozilek's command is, like, arguably the best card in current Modern, I think. I'm not a Modern expert by any means, so... Feel free to chime in with how fucking dumb and wrong I am. I think we just jam. It's Lier. It's not like they're chock full of counter magic. The question is, do we just like Hand of Vecna it up and just try to beat him down? Might be the play, honestly. Next, so we'll go to 6 cards, we'll draw to 7, play land down to 6, play Hand of Vecna down to 5, equip, just 2-turn clock. I mean, this is what it's in the deck for. I guess my friend clap his cheeks. It's not the best matchup, we'll try our best. Really excited for Timeless now that it has 4 Strip Mine. Isn't it getting Strip Mine and Ancient Tomb now? Oh, shit. Am I supposed to Skyclave this? Can they kill me? On 3 mana, I feel like it's hard to kill me even with a Sapphire Medallion in play, right? And a Solitude backup? In case they have, like, exactly High Tide, Turnabout, Lier. Land, High Tide, Turnabout, 1 mana floating. Tap 2, cast Lier. With 1 floating, cast the High Tide, 1 land taps for 3, cast the Turnabout again. Okay, so they actually could go off. Are my friends being supportive? I'm sorry that I'm lying, dear friend. They told me they would reverse stream time, give me all their hand info. That's amazing. You like Snap Cloud Affairs could do without turnabout assault. Yeah, I think I just wanted to like just go for the kill here. I feel like if I just Skyclave, I'm just delaying the inevitable when I want to just try to kill them as fast as possible. And the fact that I have the Solitude backup means that I am protected from a lot of corner cases here. Turn 2, 12, 11? Huh? Pretty good one. Oh, I missed the please bully our friend off his awful deck, fam. Isn't Lier, like, pretty good? Lier's, like, pretty underrepresented in, paper events. But it's been, like, very popular online. I like this. I like my opponent not utilizing their Sapphire Medallion. I have a chance to Skyclave it if they find, like, a bounce spell for the Cloud this turn. Or maybe they just die. Maybe we just hit him with the turn 3. The old turn 3 kill. Aww. My thing. I guess we'll just Skyclave the Sapphire Medallion then, huh? Damn. Expertly played around that mana time. Would have been such a fucking sick-ass blowout. Unfortunately, I pitched my land, so I can't hold up this Mana Tide this turn, but taking out the Sapphire Medallion seems pretty good still. And having Solitude. Lier is good, we're legally obligated to believe. Alright, this makes sense. Alright, I get it. Fucking trash player on a trash deck. We're gonna fucking kick his ass, chat. Fortunately, I didn't pitch the Skyclave. That is also true. Did distinctly talk about pitching Skyclave versus Lier. But I did actively consider not to because I have seen cards like Sapphire Medallion or sometimes you see Extra Planar Lens. Hand of Vecna real good that game. I think it's very good in your deck if you're teching for a combo and like you just don't want to sideboard into Oswald and you just want to add more anti-combo cards in your main deck and just have Cloud that kills your opponent in 2 turns. Obviously, we had like the actual nuts because we had the turn 1 Cloud off of Gemstone Caverns. This is where we sit and think about the Thalia that we could board into. Can you switch your commander for real commander? Yes. In post-board games, you can swap your commander for any other legendary creature that fulfills that still makes your deck a legal submission. You can swap them if we had like an Oswald or a Thalia here. I used to do it in Felia more often with like Beza and Thalia and stuff. It's a pretty cool little quirk of the rules that I think makes the format a little bit more. It's like very low, like no downside. It makes sense if you're playing a best of 3 format and you don't have sideboards that like you can still change things sometimes. It seems pretty ugly, huh? Solitude's really good, but if we had 2 lands, we'd be cooking. But see a lot of mono red players switch between Inti and Kellen. Interesting. Never seen that. I saw a Flage player switch to something else once. I forget what it was. Anyway, shipping this. Do we keep this on 6? It's got a lot of good hate cards. We have like 2 draw steps towards White Source. We have like Drum. Canonus is really good. Soul Guide Lantern's pretty good. Bottom of the Parallax Wave. I think we keep this on 6. We can like cycle the Soul Guide, absolute worst case. Ideally, we'll just rip right here. Bang. Damn. That's a good one, though. Hexproof to protect Canonist if we have like another creature in play. Go, Drum. Cowards would play the Soul Guide Lantern here. Maybe correct players would play the Soul Guide. You really don't want to cycle the Soul Guide, though, if you don't have to. Because the Soul Guide does represent stopping their combo. Horrible in the match. Actually, it's you can protect Canonist from something, but most of their stuff is just bounce, unless it's about target creature, it won't protect. But occasionally you can protect the Canonist from something. Well, guess we're gonna Soul Guide this Thought Scour and go from there, huh? If we were playing next turn, we're still okay. Air quotes. I think it's fine to keep this on 6 on the draw, though. We had, like, multiple good hate cards. 1 land unlocks the hand. We had, like, Drum, too. So we already have, like, the double white rolled up to cast Cloud down the road. Now the problem is my Canonus probably doesn't resolve if we get there, and then we have to like Stoneforge for Formal Wear, and that takes a lot of turns. Well, step 1 is drawing a land. Be a good one to do here. Step not achieved. Good. Am I even allowed to cycle the Soul Guide? I don't think I am. I think I just cycle the Soul Guide and then die. Surely my opponent can't beat a single Soul Guide Lantern in play. If we rip the land, we can Canonist into Static Prison that. It's really good. We just need to hit the land drop. It's not that hard. I think maybe we have to cycle a Soul Guide now, because we really need to hit this land drop with the extra planar lens. We probably like get this at the Canonist counter and we're gonna die anyway, but I feel like we have to. Because we really need to. Shit. We gotta tap my factory? Alright, we can still draw a white source and eat this extra planar lens, which would be huge still. I can tap my drum too. I mean, I guess it's free. It's okay, white source is on the top. You just gotta have faith, chat. That's why we cycled the... God damn it. Alright, well, we'll probably just die here. It's fine. Yeah, missing your land drop for like 5 turns. Definitely not the way to win this game. I stand by my keep. I'd keep it again. Might not be dead. They're just spell seekering this turn. High Tide. They're only set for 3 mana. I guess if they just have like turnabout, we still die. Chat stole all my planes. That's what must have been what happened. Sounds like we're dying. Alright, fine. I've had enough of this game. We'll try again game 3. Exhaustion, 3 mana time walk. Exhaustion, like, if we hit white swords there, we could still potentially do something. Setting them back, eating the extra planar lens with the Static Prison is still pretty good, but... Alright, we have lands, we have Ranger Captain, and Armageddon, and Ghost Vacuum. We have some lands. I think this is still key, but we have, again, a lot of good cards. We can play the game of Magic the Gathering. We have a lot of powerful tools in the matchup at various points. Feast of Famine's also, like, pretty good. I think this is a keep. We obviously need to draw land again, but, you know... Sometimes that's just how it be. It's vacuum time. Not nearly as good as Soul Guide Lantern here, but reasonably effective. It can prevent like the double High Tide off layer turns. Oh, thank God we drew a land. Whew. We can play the game of Magic the Gathering. I think this just gets Hand of Vecna? Never mind, it gets nothing. That's fine. It's fine that Force is being burned on Cloud. We have like a bunch of other good cards too. Force on Cloud means no Force on Ranger Captain. Chomp. Well, Oust and Lay Down Arms, not exactly the cards that... Nope. Stop. Not exactly the cards that I want to see. Ranger Captain's a good roadblock, though. I think we just get Bodyguard to protect Ranger Captain. Probably our best bet. Opponent says, yikes. That's a good thing you want your opponent to say, definitely. Happy when my opponent is concerned about the spells I'm resolving. And next turn we'll just top deck City of Traders and get him. He's in shambles at the moment. Love to hear it. Big fan of hearing that. I think I'm just going to play Bodyguard out to protect the Ranger Captain. I think if I hit land 4, I'm just going to cast Geddon. He's saying this says the format sucks now. Oh no, I should have played my nesting bot first. I missed a speed. Shit. What a fool I am. Hopefully that won't come back to burn me. I think my opponent dies before I get to max speed anyway, but who knows. Land? Hell yeah. I'm really excited to hear what your friend has to say after I cast this Armageddon. I wonder if it's correct to like sack Ranger Captain and cast Armageddon. Probably not. Hopefully it's not Venser. Aww. I might have been right to sack Ranger Captain, though. Make sure it resolves. Oh, if I sack the Ranger Captain and then get Venser, it would be really funny. But I don't think I've ever seen a deck have Venser in it. Draw another lane, please. Shit. Oh, I forgot to exile their dispute. Oh well. The clock is so anemic. They're dead next turn. Oh, wait, am I going to be one-off lethal? Because I didn't... No, I'll technically yes, but I'm going to cast 2 cards that increase my clock, so... The clock is anemic if I sack the Ranger Captain, I suppose. Alright, Brain Surge. If my opponent has Devastation Tide in their deck, then they just wanted it more. Actually, no, I would just sack Ranger Captain in response to the Miracle Trigger. Wouldn't even matter. I think I just eat this Brain Surge. I don't think I'm getting got with Benevolent Bodyguard plus Ranger Captain. Could get be getting like supremely baited though. There are sequences. I think I shouldn't have activated this actually. I'm not gonna name the exact cards that fucked me up here, but there are definitely sequences that I could lose to because I did this. Alright, we're untapping. It's a good sign. Trying to figure out what I equip to here. I guess just like Doom Traveler. Cryptic Command? Turnabout. Tap all my stuff. Sure. Maybe I shouldn't? I don't think it mattered. I thought about like casting Cloud instead of equipping, but equipping was better against a bounce spell. We did it. Yeah, the turn that I activated the Ghost Vacuum, I could lose to like High Tide in response sack Ranger Captain, in response just the stifle the Ranger Captain into like go off with some stuff. I think I just should have let them have the Brain Surge, honestly. But it worked out. I'll have to buy him Chucky, but it was worth it. That's good. Hope we get a 5-0. All right, we're gonna play for it in a second. They were super supportive. Don't go back and watch the game, the match from my side. Just take my word for it. Your friends were all really nice, and they were cheering for you. They were hoping that I lost. Chat would never be toxic. Let's organize all these cards. Garrison Cat, Ravages of Wars at the very top, Armageddon's at the very top. Hey, Delay. I actually don't know how to say your name. Delail? Delail was already taken. Thanks for the gifted sub. Much appreciated. Like Dale? Like, is it just Dale? Or, like, rhymes with Dale. I don't actually... No, it's... You can't just say no, it's and then type your own name. But it's French. I don't know French, dog. I'm sorry. Your name is Delail until I know otherwise. Like, but Dale sounds somewhat close. Dale. I don't know. I give up. I yield. Hey, Elizans. Thanks for the Prime sub as well. I normally give it to Harain, but I too have been ducking Legacy. Yeah, I feel that. I have been... the best thing to do when you're not enjoying a format is to, like, just go do anything else. Hate playing a format. It just never works out for me. Whether that's, like, a lot of people are going to old school, go play, you know... Magic's got plenty of formats. If you're not having fun with Legacy, just play some other stuff. Sounds the same as the drag queen Ben de la Creme. Oh, de la... Oh, like De La L? Is that it? Did I get it? Did I nail it? Nice. All right, we did it. De La L was already taken. Thanks for the gifted sub. We figured it out. I missed the Ranger Captain. Yeah, Ranger Captain was really good. When you forced the cloud, I was just like, yes, this Ranger Captain's gonna be good. Obviously, cloud also gonna be good if you need time to set up. You don't want to just get murdered by a hand of Vecna. But all right, we've gotten our deck list ready for when we inevitably trophy next match. I should have done this before I was setting all that up. We should be running our giveaway. Giving away 120 play points. What's our buzzword? What's our giveaway code word? Chat. Where's my little thing? Where's my little stream title? What happened to all my sources? Did it? I think my stream title widget died. What happened to you? Wait, no, there it is. Found it. Crawling chorus, cat, bully. We did do some bullying. What did we add to this deck? Did we do anything fun? We didn't really add anything. Ranger Captain's too long. Added Soul Guide Lantern, Flicker Wisp. Wispy is back. Yeah, just like ban Skull Clamp. We could just do Clamp. Clamp's just broken all the time. Also, just never call it Sklamp, please. Don't you smile emoji me. We're just gonna do Clamp. Oh, nope. Where did I type that? Skull Lamp. I hate that. Exclamation point. Give away Clamp. Alright. Type Clamp in the chat for your chance at 120 play points, courtesy of Daybreak Games. We're gonna boot up our last match of the night here. 4-0. Get your clamps in. What do we play against? Kefka, Mono Red, Solar Wind Grace, Lier. Pretty nice, diverse scoop of dual commander. Got a lot of like the good hits in there. Blue tempo, Mono Red, random mid-rangey pile combo. All right, last match. Winning the die roll big, playing against Vivi. All right, the winner of the French, the winning deck of French Nationals. This hand's. If this hand could cast a cloud, it would be good. But wow, we. Damn Mishra's Factory, huh? I think Ghost Vacuum's not really that good against VV anyway. Galadriel's Dismissal is kind of loose. I think, like, kind of fine shipping. Maybe not fine, but shipping this is definitely acceptable. Should have taken the draw, damn, yeah. Should have obviously known I was going to draw Gemstone. Would have been the good play. Oh, shit. I think I just have like half of the old hand in this hand. Bottom sash, keep. We got some shitters that we can't really clamp. Yeah, Gemstone's always like nuts when you have it in the open on the draw. We had like we almost had turn 3 kill against Lier. We had turn 3 kill, but then Cloud got tapped down. But the fact that we got to like turn 1 Cloud, turn 2 Hand of Vecna, attack for 12 was so fucked up. I don't really think we can go to 6 or 5 here. I think I'm just going to do this. I'm excited to put an Indebted Spirit on a Garrison Cat. probably not what I'm going to do. We'll just draw a white source and we'll be totally fine. That's going to be the play. Rip white source off the top. Just cast Cloud. Everything's fine. We have Garrison Cat, the best card in the deck, as decided by everyone copy-pasting lists on MTGO. It's just... Oh, damn, fuck. This is a really bad one, huh? I think we just... Those are reasons why snow covers that are regular. There's one card in the deck. On the nice. I think we just have to cycle this Jolted Awake. Hit a land drop. Been a really good turn to rip a white source instead of a Gemstone Caverns. Also, Jolted Awake is just like a good card to cast in this matchup. Very unfortunate that we have to cycle it. Alright. We don't have triple white to double spell here, too. Unless I want to. I could maybe give her plus Intended Spirit this turn, honestly. What happens if I do that? The following turn, we don't have enough mana to, like, play Equip Jite. We're one off with the city. I mean, we could just, like, Cloud Clamp and go nuts with that instead. I'm a little bit worried about getting VV'd. They probably don't just tap out for that. I kind of want to just double spell here. Deal. All right. Yeah, they can't really just slam VV on this turn. It's not really what their deck's built to do, huh? I think this might be a cast sort of Feast and Famine angle, honestly. Really good if it resolves. If it doesn't, we can still cast Cloud with our leftover mana. We have, like, protected with Giver of Runes. So obviously it'd be better as a Fire and Ice, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. Does it matter which one of these I'm equipping to? I don't really think it does. Yeah, sure. That's pretty good. Not the end of the world, though, because we can just run it back next turn, right? Next turn, they could definitely, like, have a VV turn, though. That could also potentially Galadriel's Dismissal. We'll see what next turn looks like. There's the VV. And nothing, huh? So this does notably just, like, block a 3/3. And I don't have enough mana to Galadriel's Dismissal the VV out of the way. I could proactively just activate Giver right now, target Indebted Spirit, and try to give it pro red or blue. If they remove it in response, then I just do other things with my turn. I think proactive activation isn't the worst case, isn't the end of the world. So if they just kill it in response, like the Giver's still alive. I am very worried about this VV just kind of popping off next turn. I maybe have to just like Galadriel's Dismissal it, which sucks because I can't cast Cloud because I just don't have enough white sources. Pro red. Ouch, Disrupting Shoal. Oh. It's pretty bad. Get this out of here. Before my opponent has the chance to like chain a bunch of spells. It's gotta be clamp time trying to dig for removal, right? Cloud into clamp, into equip to cloud, draw 4, into potentially equip to another thing, draw another 2. I mean, that's bad, but not the end of the world because we still have a board. Pretty brutal, though. Does that do anything for me? Again, if I had another white source, I could, like, double Formalware this turn, but... double Clamp. Well, let's start with casting Cloud, because that's the obvious play. I think it's just gotta be Clamp. There's just no other play that I have here. And I think I immediately just Clamp Cloud to draw 4, try to find, like, white source plus... removal for VV. Those are white sources. And removal for VV, just not exactly in the proper order, huh? We'll clamp one more time. I was actually maybe supposed to not attack with all of these, huh? So I could chump block this VV, they don't get to just like chain a bunch of spells and kill me. And it's fine, I'm sure. We'll hit Onthanize or Sword Splashers here. Oh, no, Onthanize bad. Ethersworn might have been nice. Unfortunately, one card too deep. I guess we just play Esper Sentinel. Next turn we have Canonist plus Skyclave potentially. Hopefully my opponent doesn't just fucking kill me, but VV's a very scary card. Gotta go if you wouldn't give it a toast. I won't, but sounds good. Catch you later.
I heard toast. What are you not giving to toast?
The play points if Eric wins.
Aww.
Alright, tapped out is really good for me. Make 3 mana with VV? Yes. Kill one of my things. Esper Sentinel, maybe? Yep. Yeah, I shouldn't have attacked. I should have left one thing back, I think. Took an extra 4 here that I don't necessarily need to. I think I Canonist here. They probably have removal for it, but if they don't, it's just much better than getting VV'd again. Be nice to activate this Ocelot Pride. Start gaining a little bit of life. Nice. Their whole turn's just... I mean, they'd probably Sleight of Hand and then either cast an instant or kick up the Steaming Sauna, but... Then we hit them for 6. They go down to 3. Got some chances to crawl back into this game. Looks like they're unlocking Steaming Sauna, yeah. Ranger Captain's a really good one, too. Maybe Spirit stays back for Bar if they don't open. Yeah, might have been a play, too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I think it's just send for 6, Ranger Captain into, like, Bodyguard, into, like, Nesting Bot or Ocelot Pride. Question is, I think I sack Ranger Captain. Do they have another sweeper that isn't just Confluence? Oh no, I can't cast this. Whoops. Oh well. Only a Nesting Bot. And then we can also Skull Clamp the Skyclave. Or we could just draw cards now. I don't think I want to. I think I just want board presence, especially flyers. I think we just say go here. I wonder if there's ever a world where I'm supposed to sack the Ranger Captain in their upkeep there. If I do and they just kill that, they're sworn in response. They don't even have to. They could just like cast the VV on tap, kill a thing on my turn. That's really good for me that they're just deluging. We might have this here. It's gonna cast Bodyguard, go to combat, I think. I can't imagine what they hit off a Memory Deluge that beats this board. We could Masterwork the Skull Clamp for extra damage. Equip it to the Ether Sword so we have more lethal threat. Yeah, we got that game. Whoa, that was a little close. But that Skull Clamp card, pretty good when you just get to draw 6 on like turn 5. And then we also, again, propaganda for the Doom Travelers. Why didn't we sack Ranger Captain? I wasn't sure if it was going to be relevant enough, especially with the Fiery Confluence already gone. I don't know how many like sweepers they actually have, but if we sack Ranger Captain, then they just like cast VV, untap, like go to my turn, cast another, like cast Borrower to block, or like bolt the Ether Sworn, cast Borrower to block. Versus, like, having a 3-3 and play when they're at 3 life. I might have, like, sacked it in response to a VV or something. If they, like, cast VV on that turn. No, never mind. I have an Ether Sword in play. If they like bolt Canonist and then cast VV, maybe, I don't know. I was feeling fairly safe with Canonist in play and Ranger Captain. Cloud in the Skull Clamp is kind of like casting a Yorion Companion. Yeah, I mean, very much is. I would much rather Companion Skull Clamp than Companion Yorion. You were 3-0 in your Legacy League and got oopsed. Well, there's a format where you don't get. Actually, no. There is technically an oops deck in Duel Commander. It's just not that good. This hand's a little ugly, but I think it'd still keep. I'd Companion Yorion and play 120 cards. That's true. Yes, if the Duel Commander rules let me, I would play. Yorion Cloud. Honest, valid assessment. Man, I almost want to cast Esper Sentinel here. We already have like some good equipment. We just like Esper Sentinel plus boots or something. Into 2 mana. I know the VV decks aren't as hot, like they don't have as many counters as the tempo decks. VV is a lot of a like spell, like cast a bunch of cantrips, churn sort of deck versus the average tempo deck that has much more permission. I think it's kind of fun to cast Cloud here, though. Before my white mana gets tied up. What am I getting if this resolves? Just Skull Clamp? Yeah, it's probably just Skull Clamp, huh? Sort of Fire and Ice tempting. Yeah, it's kind of tempting. Alright, just didn't resolve. Alright, I don't think I want to draw this. I don't really want to play City next turn if I don't have to. It'd be really nice to play City on my like sort of Feast and Famine turn. Next turn if we draw land, we could just like Esper Sentinel plus put boots on it, or like Sentinel Spear boots or something like that. I think I'd rather just put this back in the command zone. It's currently going to the command zone instead of library. I think that's fine. It always feels good when you like decide to cast Cloud, and then like it would have been much worse if I got my Esper Sentinel memory or memory lapsed instead. I have to draw my stupid 1-drop again. I can just choose not to draw it. They do use Jam VV. I was a little curious if they would. Jacked Rabbit, huh? Good with the boots. This might just be a Sentinel boots equip Gladriel's Dismissal the VV. If we rip a land, we can like sort of Feast and Famines. VV's really fucking scary. Really wish I was drawing a removal spell that wasn't this Galadriel's Dismissal in this matchup specifically. Land, we could like sort of Feast and Famine jam potentially. We'd obviously sack the city. Sword Trigger gets a little bit worse. We could like untap and abrade the boots. We get to draw a card at least. That's nice. That is a good one to draw. Big fan of being able to kill Fifi next turn. We miss on land, I think we just play Jackrabbit. 2/3 Jackrabbit, probably. The fuck is this? Damn, if only we had Cloud in the graveyard. Not the end of the world. Ah, there's a daze. Wait, no, they don't have any islands. It's totally fine. They can't daze me. Oh, it's just that easy. All right. I don't really want to get fire and iced. I was ready to put Daze in a pile by itself, but they just straight up don't have islands. It's so funny. I'm definitely putting the island and the Daze in different piles. I think it's just this. It's like a spell in a land and a spell in a land. If I know the Daze is there, it's obviously still going to be pretty good, but... Well, maybe not pretty good, but decent. I think this is fine. They took island plus, what was the other one? Fire ice? I mean, not casted it here. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Unfortunately, truly unlucky that we cannot Jolted Awake anything. Rabbits, the rabbit snowball just massively increasing our clock too. Oh man. I'm surprised my opponent is continuing to play this game, being quite honest. Yeah, now that's a game for the trophy. Let's go. Land Pyroclasm. And then we have the rabbit as a 2/3 too. Hell yeah, we did it. Beat like a plethora of like very real dual commander decks. Not a lot of like just the random chaff you see in leagues sometimes. It was literally Kefka, mono red, Okay, it was the Soul Grace, Soul of Wind Grace deck, which is like kind of League Chaff, whatever. Um, but then Lier, Vivi, this is like just very real decks, mostly. Got a nice trophy, hell yeah. I don't know, this deck's just great. Every time I play it, it's just awesome. I think the worst we've done on stream with it is a 4-1. Yeah, the Orso special, yes. The one person in there that's just grinding away with their Soul of Wind Grace decks in the leagues. Deck has been great to me up to. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just awesome. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know why like I don't know if it's not showing up in paper because people aren't really like good. I don't know. People just aren't playing it because they don't like to play their mono white decks. I don't know. It just feels like the best. It just feels really good. I made the stream title like a little bit tongue in cheek. I should end the giveaway, by the way. Stream title is like a little bit tongue in cheek, but also just it feels really really good, and I don't understand why more people aren't as high on it as I am. But I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, exchange point giveaway. Let's. Luinil. Thank God it wasn't Eric, so I didn't have to give it a toast. Congrats, Luinil. Luinil, now be honest with me. You're not going to give this to toast, right? This is your giveaway for yourself.
Give it to toast. Give it to toast.
You can't lie to me. Luinil actually plays MTGO enough that he would probably use it, so.
That's fair.
It is for me. Alright, deal. What did I win? You win 120 play points. I'm gonna whisper the code to you. Alright, sent. Pretty sure that's the one. Let me know if it's not. Take this off the stream title, whatever. I specifically play limited enough to use play points because I can enter with them and pays on packs. Yeah, perfect. 120 is like the exact number you need for limited events, right? I think. I'm not a limited guy. I got the screenshot right. Yeah, we're good. Alright, so Soul Guide was kind of mediocre. It showed up versus Lair had we, like, hit that second land drop ever. Hand of Vecna, really, really good versus combo. Very mediocre everywhere else, as kind of is expected with this card. But I do think that, like, if you're not doing the Oswald plan or the Thalia plan, I think this is just a really good card to have in your deck, because it just fucking kills them. Slugworth didn't really show up. I think this is definitely one of, like, the more mediocre cards. Ravages was much better than Cataclysm there, notably. We got to, like, keep all of our creatures in play. I guess it would have actually been pretty similar. Mostly it's the fact that we blew up all of their lands instead of most of them. But I think we had two Doomed Travelers and a Bunny, right? So if we had Cataclysm, we would have just sacked the two Doomed Travelers, kept the Bunny, and got more tokens anyway. So it would have kind of been fine. But I think maybe the get-ins are better than Cataclysm. But they were also kind of awkward as they tend to be, but they're also really good in the matchups where you want them to be. Combo, and then like they have their key moments against more creature light decks, or when you're kind of ahead and just pushing your advantage. So I think you do want to play some number of these. I just don't know how many. Anything else really come in clutch for us? Any new members of the team? Weekly Doom Traveler propaganda. They were just really good all league. I don't know why everyone keeps cutting them. They're so good. They just make the deck work so well. They're so cheap. I don't know why are people like casting Palace Jailer and the other garbage when you could just cast the Doom Travelers. I don't get it. They're sticky creatures that you can put equipment on. They're really good with Skull Clamp. They're just like good cards to cast on curve. I don't get it. Please stop cutting them. I don't know why people keep doing that. It's driving me insane. If you couldn't tell. All right, let's wrap up the stream here. I've gotten on and then subsequently off the soapbox. Twitch.tv. Who's streaming right now? I bet it's Harain, who is always streaming all the time because he's insane. Yep, he's right there.
My God, it's 11, dog.
Tuesday and slightly drunk. Hmm. That's a stream title. Alright, let's go raid Harain. Everyone, please go into Harain's chat and tell him to go the fuck to sleep. Ship you all off to Harain. Anyway. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you had a good time. As always, if you want to support the channel, you can follow me here on Twitch. You can especially subscribe on YouTube, like, comment, tell me that you enjoy the Duel Commander content, and I will keep making more of it. Feed my ego. Tell me that you enjoy me crushing people with Cloud, because I'm really enjoying crushing people with Cloud. I'll fucking do this till the end of time, until they force me to stop killing people with Cloud. But yes, feel free to tell me that in the comments. I think that's all that I have to say. We'll be back again next week with probably Cloud. I did reach out to Eureka. Maybe we'll play some Storm at some point, but who knows? Noted, don't tell him to go to sleep, but go the fuck... Yes, specifically, go the fuck to sleep. Please, everyone go tell Harain that. Alright. Bye-bye.